Inside Marquette Basketball with Buzz Williams is brought to you in part by AirTran Airways. For low fares to over 50 cities, book at airtran.com. Don't give up the sport, give up the pain. Talk to the Aurora Sports Medicine Institute. And by U.S. Bank, a proud sponsor of Marquette Athletics. All of us serving you.
Welcome to the Marquette Annex. This is Inside Marquette Basketball with Buzz Williams. You just saw the reaction as the Marquette Golden Eagles are headed to the NCAA tournament for the 6th straight year. They are the 11th seed in the East region. They will play Friday in Cleveland against number 6 seed Xavier. Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you. I always feel like if we do a TV show from here that at least we've had some level of success. So I'm thankful to do the TV show here.
It is hard to make the NCAA tournament, and this year was a hard year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think every year is a hard year. I think the 3 years that I've been here, I've coached 3 different teams. 3 different teams relative to their personalities, 3 different teams relative to their experience. You know, we were the 2nd youngest team in the Big East. I just never said that because I don't like coaches that make excuses for getting beat. If you get beat, just say you got beat. And we got beat sometimes. And I thought our guys showed great character through it all, the ups and the downs of it, to be able to have the TV show here. And hopefully we can continue. Hopefully we can have another TV show a week from today. But we had 8 years of experience on our team starting this year. And some of that experience had never really had an impact rather on winning and losing. And so we've asked all of our guys to be more in their career this year than they have ever been in their career prior to here. And that's hard. And sometimes you're going to get them all lined up at the same time, going in the right direction. Sometimes you're going to have some going down, some going up. Sometimes they're all going sideways. None of it was ever because they didn't want to do right. The reason we're still playing is because of the character of all of those guys.
Was the 11th seed a fair one?
I just said this, Dennis. I think that the seeding and the locale sometimes gets skewed because of the enlargement of the tournament. And I also think when you have 11 teams from one league, that has to, if you're on the selection committee, that has to get very difficult to manage. So last year we're a 6 seed and we play Washington, who's an 11 seed. They're not an 11 seed. And we literally play in 2 time zones away. And it took 7 hours to get there and it took them 45 minutes to get there. Okay, well this year we're playing in Xavier's home state, and we're the 11th seed. It's an 8-hour drive, they say, from here to there, so maybe we'll have more support. I really don't think about the seeding probably as much as most coaches. You know, they used to say they didn't want any Big East teams matching up in the 2nd round. Well, now I know of 2 potential Big East matchups in the 2nd round. So when you start looking at all that stuff on the S-curve, and it gets, I just think that it's impossible.
More on Xavier coming up later. We want to briefly touch on each of the games in the Big East tournament. Okay. Let's start out with the victory over Providence, 87-66. You blitzed them early with a 17-0 outburst right out of the gate.
Our guys are really excited to be there. We landed in New York not knowing what tournament we would play in the following Sunday, and we knew the longer we stayed, the better our chances were. I thought we started out, as you said, like gangbusters. They closed the first half with 3 threes by the same guy off a single ball screen. And I thought there may have been 3 or 4 tenuous possessions consecutively in the second half, but I thought by and large we played with great energy, we played with great purpose, and our guys' attitudes from start to finish were as good as they have been relative to pulling for one another, excited to be playing. I thought they were really good.
DJO with 23, Jimmy Butler with 19. On to the game against West Virginia, which was a huge win, 67-61. You came from 10 down. Junior Cadogan, 13 of his 15 in the second half.
It completely changed the game. And, you know, I have always loved Junior. And really, Junior is a freshman, really. But I thought that he was the difference. And offensively, that was very obvious to see. But I thought defensively, he did a really good job on Missoula, and he did a really good job on Bryant. And, you know, they're a really hard team to play. They're a very physical team. And really, they want to turn it into a fight more than they want to turn it into a basketball game. And I thought our guys responded to that mentality in the right way.
DJO with a couple of big threes down the stretch, and our AirTran key stat of the week is about your defense as you held West Virginia to 22% shooting in the second half, 39% overall.
Well, they made 6 baskets in the second half, and they made 3 of those in the first 3 minutes. And I subbed a whole new group in and left Jimmy. And just wanted our guys to be more engaged. And I thought that Junior, I thought that Vander, I thought that Jae, thought those guys gave us new life. And gave us so much new life, Dennis, that after about 3 minutes, I had to pull them all out because they were gassed, put in the original 4, or original 5. So that second half was great, a great team win for us, particularly on the defensive end.
On to the quarterfinals, which ended up being an 81-56 loss to Louisville. You shot under 30%. Louisville hit 13 threes. I know you hate excuses, but it was the third game in 3 days, and it looked like it took a toll.
Yeah, a couple of things on that. Anytime the team scores 50% of their points from the 3, you're probably in bad shape. And I told our guys at the last media timeout of the first half, guys, I don't know what we're doing. I mean, we're awful. And I give credit to Louisville, but I just thought we were discombobulated. I thought we did uncharacteristic things. So in the last 2 years, Dennis, we've played 42 Big East competitions. 21 of them, 50%, have been decided by 2 possessions or less. More than any other team not close in the country. Of those 42 games, we've had 4 double-digit losses. 2 of them in the regular season, 2 of them the third game in 3 days. We need to get better, and I'm first in that line of how can we continue to play? Is it hard to do? Yes. But UConn did it 60% more than we did and had success. Kemba Walker probably aids that a lot.
Right.
So we need to get better, and I've got to find ways somehow to help our team through that. We came in having to win, arguably, those 2. So you got to win those 2. You're not worried about the third one. Let's win those 2. Last year was a different story. We're deeper this year, but we'll work on that throughout the summer and figure it out.
We'll have more with the coach coming up later. Up next, player reaction to the NCAA tournament bid on Inside Marquette Basketball with Buzz Williams. Back at the Marquette Annex, this is the U.S. Bank Up Close segment with senior Joe Fulce. Congratulations on making the NCAA tournament again.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Do you think that fans understand how hard it is just to get to the tournament?
Personally, I really don't. You know, we work our tails off every day, mentally, physically, emotionally, and you know the time that we put in to practice and even just in class and everything, like it takes a lot. You know, and our support has been great from the fans and everything, but you know, when it's really behind the scenes of the practices and everything, I really don't think that they could really grasp unless they really experience it for themselves of how hard we work.
Did you have a great feeling you were in after the Big East tournament, or wasn't it until you saw the name that you officially knew?
You know, there was always talk about it, and you know, Coach, he's really been, before we left for the Big East tournament, you know, he was really big on us just trying to focus on what we do. Don't worry about if we're going to the tournament or not. Regardless, we're going to some type of tournament. But, you know, you really just need to concentrate on one thing at a time. So, you know, we could just stay focused, you know, for each game. It was just one of those things when they called our name, you know, it was just a big relief to just hear it. Because, I mean, like you say, you know for sure that you're locked in now.
You are really gutting it out on a bad knee, but still contributing what you can. It's all about mind right now, isn't it?
Definitely. It's it's just something that I'm definitely just trying to overcome until, you know, until we finish out season, you know, and just trying to get a ring. So, you know, as much as I can and as much as I'll do, you know, I'll be the best teammate that I can be and do everything that I can to help us win.
As a senior, you're one of the guys that players look to for leadership. What's your message this week as you get ready to play Xavier in Cleveland?
Definitely, we're just going to have to keep grinding, just working hard every single day. And it's 0-0 at this point. You know, we're going to treat each game like that. We're going to practice like that as well. And my job is just to really just make sure everybody just keeps doing what they're supposed to and stay focused.
Joe Fulce, thank you. Congratulations
Thank you,
and good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Wow, tough one. Crowder. Wow. That's a three. Well, Marquette back on top.
With Jae Crowder of the Golden Eagles, congratulations on making the NCAA tournament.
Thank you.
It's been an interesting season. You guys have had to fight through adversity, some tough losses. So what does it mean to you to get in?
It's very relieving. Showing us as a team that if you keep fighting, good things will come out in the end. So we're very honored to be in the situation we are.
What do you know, if anything, about Xavier?
I know they have great guards. Of the years I've watched, I know their guard plays really well. And of course, I watched more film on them, but that's what I know going into it.
What about your season? You came in and you made contributions immediately. How would you assess your season?
I think successful is one word. If I can wrap it up in one word, I felt like I'm very pleased with the role I had this year. Coming in as a newcomer, I was very pleased with the system and the way things ran here. So, successful way for me to start my career here, and I'm very pleased and honored.
It's going to take a team effort, as you know, to win in the NCAA tournament. But I think it's fair to say that you're an important player for this team. Do you look at it like, you know, hey, I've got to do my part if we're going to advance?
Every night, I feel like I have to do my part, and if I don't accomplish that goal, I feel like I let my team down, and that's disappointing for me. But I know it's a team thing, and if all of us are clicking in the same matter, I feel like we can get it done.
I'm sure you see guys like Jimmy and Joe who see the career winding down and they want to keep it going as long as they can.
Right.
You can help that.
And I feel like that's what I'm here for. Me being a junior and underneath those guys, which helped me when I first got here. So the least I can do is help them keep their career going here.
You feel like, having been tested by the Big East Conference with 11 teams in the NCAA tournament, that you guys are ready for just about anything?
Exactly. We talked about it coming up here. We've faced some of the toughest battles this year coming into the tournament. And I feel like whichever team we was picked with today, I feel like that we haven't been tested by any other team. So I feel like we're honored to be in the situation. We know that we can battle with the best of them.
Good and bad for you guys from the Big East tournament. What did you learn from that experience in New York?
Good. I felt like with our team being back against the wall, must win 2 games to really get in the tournament. It showed our true character. It showed that we're a tough team. Bad is the way we went out the last game against Louisville, a team that we had up 24 at their place. We just felt like it slipped away from us at the Garden. So those are the 2 good and bad that we felt we came away with.
Jay, thank you, and good luck Friday in Cleveland against Xavier.
Thank you.
When we come back to the Annex, we will hear from Darius Johnson-Odom and Jimmy Butler of the Golden Eagles on Inside Marquette Basketball with Buzz Williams. Welcome back to the Marquette Annex. This is the Aurora Sports Medicine Institute All Access segment with Darius Johnson-Odom of the Golden Eagles, who are going to the NCAA tournament again, and they will take on Xavier Friday in Cleveland. You saw Xavier not this season, but down in Florida, so you know probably a little bit about some of the players.
Yeah, I think that's going to help us, you know, as far as being prepared for them. We played them last year. I think they lost 2 guys in Love, who was a post, and Crawford, who's now in the NBA. So that really does help us a lot, you know, as far as preparing for them. But we still got to go out and play.
When you saw Marquette officially in, what was your reaction?
You know, I was excited, you know. Second year for me as a player, going to the tournament again. You know, a lot of guys, you know, like Joe, Dwight, and Jimmy, you know, this is their 3rd time, you know, last go around. And I'm just happy for those guys, you know, to enjoy that we're going back to the tournament.
When you get to the NCAA tournament, there's such urgency on each possession. Each game is so important. How do you look at balancing the emotion of that and yet playing free and playing as good as you can?
You know, we've been playing, you know, well at times this year, and you know, when it comes down to games like this, you just got to play smart. You know, you got to cherish every possession like it's your last, and it comes down to getting stops. You know, for every game, and I think for us that we're just going to have to be a very poised team, and we know teams are going to make a run at us, and we're going to have our runs, but at the same time, you got to be poised.
Do you feel like you're an important swing factor for Marquette in the sense that when you're hitting, I mean, you've won some games when you've gotten hot, and there have been other games where you haven't been as big of a presence. Do you need to be a big presence to win in the NCAA tournament?
Of course. I think we all need to be a big presence, from the starting five to the next five on the bench. So it's important that each guy comes to play and is ready, you know, to play their role. I think, you know, guys like Devontae, Van, and Junior and Chris bring an important role to our team, and those guys are really the swing vote, you know. For me, it's my second year. I kind of know what I have to do, you know, as a player on this team. So I think it's going to be something that, as a collective whole, we're going to have to figure it out.
When you look at your personal season, how do you assess it?
I think I had a pretty good season as far as conference play. I didn't start off as well as I wanted to, but, you know, things like that's going to happen. I just had to find a way to manage, you know, having bad games and having good games, you know. And I think I did a little bit better being a more consistent player this year. And, you know, it's things that I still have to work on to be a better player.
People can tell you about playing in an NCAA tournament game, but until you did last year, you didn't know what it felt like. Now that you've been through that, what did you learn from that?
What I learned is that you can't take a possession off. I was a sophomore, young. I didn't really know what to expect. I just thought it was just another game. I didn't really know how big the game was. I just knew I wanted to play in the tournament, you know. And every time I think about the Washington game, I can see clips of myself not being, you know, aggressive or not doing things to help my team, you know. And I felt that way since we played Washington, since we lost to them. So I think I'm just very excited to play Xavier. I just can't wait till we get to Cleveland, Ohio.
Darius, thank you. Good luck Friday.
Thank you.
Cadogan, sophomore from Toronto, nice pass. And a chance for three for Jimmy Butler.
Paint touch, bucket, and strength by Jimmy Butler after the contact.
With senior Jimmy Butler, congratulations to go through your entire Marquette career, NCAA tournament every year. How's that feel?
It feels great. You know, it's everybody's dream to make it to the NCAA tournament and just to keep this streak alive of Marquette going to the NCAA tournament and, you know, just try to win a few games when we're out there.
This was not an easy ride this season, so it has to be gratifying to get there.
Definitely. We've been through ups and downs, roller coaster, as Buzz would say, but, you know, we stuck to it. We stayed together as a team. We fought through it. We had each other's back the whole time when people were against us, when people were with us, and I think we just kept fighting, and we got to see our name called today.
Is the 11th seed a fair one in your opinion?
I think so. You know, I'm just more happy than anything to see that our name got called, but, you know, I think with plenty of Big East teams being in the NCAA tournament, I think 11 is pretty solid, you know, but you can't sleep. It doesn't matter what seeding you are. You go out there and you play. Toughest team wins, in our opinion.
And you were saying moments ago, you know a little bit about Xavier because you played them not that long ago.
There we go. Last year we played them in the Florida tournament, Disney tournament. You know, they're a totally different team. Last year they had Jordan Crawford, don't have him anymore. He was a really great player. This year, pretty sure that they still have really great players, so we're just going to have to key in on that and do what we have to do.
What did you guys learn as far as in the Big East tournament? You had some excellent moments in that tournament, obviously ran out of gas a little bit, but what do you bring in from that tournament?
We got away from guarding the ball versus Louisville in the MSG, and they exposed us for that. So we got to get back to doing that. We can't force help so easily. Got to finish possessions. We got to guard and transition, a lot of things. But, you know, it's different for the different kind of teams that we play against, but guarding the ball is always the first priority on defense.
As a senior, you know the finality of all of this, and you've had the wisdom built up from past NCAA tournament games. Do you approach this NCAA tournament differently because of all that? Definitely. You know, this is my last go-round. Whenever we lose, if we lose, I'm done. I'll never put on a Marquette jersey again, and I don't want that to be over just yet.
My teammates don't want that to be over just yet, so I got to go out here, lead my team, lead our team, and make sure everybody falls into place and do what we know that we're capable of doing in this NCAA tournament.
Final question, you mentioned being a senior, being a leader, letting others know how important it is. Is that what between now and Friday is all about from your perspective?
Definitely. It's always about, team game, but everybody wants to win. Everybody wants that NCAA title. That's been in the back of my head since the beginning of the time. And when everybody wins, it's a better opportunity for everybody, a better name for the Marquette basketball program, Marquette as a university. So we just got to win as many games as possible and just keep it rolling.
Jimmy, thank you. Good luck in Cleveland.
Thank you.
That's Jimmy Butler. When we come back, the coach rejoins us on Inside Marquette Basketball with Buzz Williams. Back on Inside Marquette Basketball with Buzz Williams at the Marquette Annex. The Golden Eagles 20-14 and now headed to the NCAA tournament. You didn't see Xavier this season, but you did see them last season down in Florida.
Yeah, I hope that will at least Dennis give us a frame of reference. As soon as Xavier's name was called, Aki went straight to the office because that was his scout last year. That'll be the first thing I look at is our game from last year and our practices and my game charts. That'll give us a head start. The flip side of that is they have an opportunity to do the same thing. I think their team is probably more similar this year to last year than ours is. But they've had an incredible year. I think Chris Mack has done a wonderful job during his tenure there. They have a top 5 player in the country as a perimeter player in Tu Holloway. So because we played them last year, we got 2 or 3 guys that played against them, and there will at least be some level of familiarity.
You've been through NCAA tournament games before, and they've all been close. So how do you coach in the tournament? Do you coach differently in the tournament?
Well, we're 5-3 in New York in postseason play, and we're 1-2 in the NCAA tournament. I don't know that you focus any different. I think that you have to be really sharp at what you do. Obviously, it's a team that hasn't played you, so your core stuff has got to work. But you've got to deduct what their core stuff is because you can't completely overload your kids with, what we do in scouting reports. It's called gold and silver. We're going to give our guys the gold, the stuff they do the most. The silver stuff we need to be familiar with for ATO type stuff, but we've got to be able to execute our stuff, and our players have got to be able to play to the scouting report relative to their core things as well.
And you need everybody. It's not just going to be a star or a player or 2. Everybody's got to contribute, right?
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You could say that about our team. You could arguably say it about every team since I've been here. You can for sure say it about our staff. I need as much support as anybody. And so collectively, I think we do a really good job. But the discipline behind that is everybody has to pull their own weight, whether you're a GA or a manager or a video guy, because none of us are stars, and we're all dependent upon one another. And I think relative to having a good team, that's the right way to do it. But sometimes stars can cover up some of your mistakes, and we can't cover up our mistakes.
Marquette against Xavier Friday in Cleveland. Good luck to you, Coach, and we'll see you next week.
I sure hope so. Thank you.
This is Inside Marquette Basketball with Buzz Williams, special edition from the Annex. See you next time on Sports 32.
Inside Marquette Basketball with Buzz Williams was brought to you in part by the Aurora Sports Medicine Institute, the exclusive sports medicine provider to Marquette University Athletics. U.S. Bank, a proud sponsor of Marquette Athletics, all of us serving you. And by Air Trent Airways, go. There's nothing stopping you.